The freedom of being imperfect. Why it's okay not to be okay. Have you ever smiled and said, I'm fine, when you were actually falling apart inside? That moment, that split second when your mouth says one thing while your heart screams another, that's where we lose ourselves. That's where we begin to disappear. I recently had the profound privilege of interviewing Roberta Bell, whose revolutionary insights have transformed not just how I understand authenticity, but how thousands across the country are reclaiming their emotional freedom. Her groundbreaking work with marginalized communities has revealed something extraordinary. Our greatest power often emerges precisely when we admit we don't have it all together. Belle isn't just changing conversations, she's changing lives by dismantling the perfectionism that keeps so many of us imprisoned. We're going to explore something revolutionary today. Not a new technology, not a scientific breakthrough, something far more radical. The simple, terrifying act of telling the truth about how we really feel. For high achieving Black women, especially, those of us who've spent decades in survival mode, those who've mastered the art of holding it all together, this conversation might feel like someone finally opened a window in a room where you've been quietly suffocating. The cape is heavy, isn't it? The one we've been wearing since we were told to be twice as good to get half as far. The one that makes us say, I'm blessed when we're breaking. The one that has us showing up perfect when we're actually in pieces. What if I told you that cape isn't protecting you? What if I told you it's actually suffocating the very life you're trying to build? And here's the part no one wants to admit. What if I told you that cape doesn't even look that good on you? I mean, really, who decided superheroes needed capes anyway? Batman figured it out. Maybe we should too. Let's talk about guilt and shame, those twin thieves that rob us of peace. They whisper that our struggles should remain hidden, that vulnerability equals weakness, that asking for help means failure. They're like those relatives who show up uninvited, eat all your food, and then criticize your cooking. And somehow we keep letting them in. Roberta Bautista Armijo, a brilliant financial advisor in Arcadia, California, sees this pattern every day. Her clients, many from underserved communities, arrive carrying not just financial concerns, but the crushing weight of shame about their money decisions. They sit across from me, she shared during our interview, eyes down, voices low, as if their financial struggles make them unworthy human beings, as if a credit score somehow measures their value as a person. What Roberta does next is transformative. She creates space where clients can express their anxieties openly. She tells them directly it's okay not to be okay financially. She replaces judgment with collaboration, shame with strategy, and sometimes she even makes them laugh about the money mistakes we've all made because nothing dissolves shame faster than realizing you're not alone in your imperfection. The results? Clients who once couldn't even open their bills now actively build generational wealth. Families who never discussed money now have transparent conversations about financial goals, all because someone first gave them permission to acknowledge their struggles without shame. This isn't just about money, this is about freedom. When we verbalize how we truly feel, when we speak our reality aloud, something magical happens. The power those feelings hold over us begins to dissolve. It's like turning on the light to find that the monster in the closet was just a pile of laundry you've been avoiding. Still scary, perhaps, but manageable. Think about it. How many of us are walking around right now carrying unspoken burdens? How many of us are smiling through pain, nodding through exhaustion, pushing through depletion? We've become so good at it that sometimes we don't even recognize we're doing it. We're like those people who wear uncomfortable shoes because they look good, limping the moment no one's watching. But everyone else is limping too. We just can't see it because we're all too busy pretending we're fine. What's the cost? The cost is connection with ourselves and with others. The cost is authenticity. The cost is joy. The cost is waking up at 3 a.m. wondering why success feels so empty, why achievement feels so hollow, why checking all the boxes still leaves you feeling unchecked. Roberta Ricci understands this cost intimately. Her work building authentic connections in business circles, as highlighted by Albuquerque Business First, directly confronts the culture of performative success that dominates professional spaces. Networking events, she notes with a wry smile, have become theaters where we all pretend our businesses are thriving, our strategies are flawless, and our confidence never wavers. It's like we're all actors in a play called I Definitely Know What I'm Doing, and nobody wants to break character. This pressure to present only successes while concealing doubts creates isolation, particularly for leaders of color who already navigate additional layers of scrutiny and bias. It's exhausting to be perfect. It's even more exhausting to pretend to be perfect when you're not, and none of us are. Ricci's solution: creating environments where professionals can share both triumphs and vulnerabilities without fear, where saying, I'm struggling with this decision, or I don't know the answer, becomes a strength, not a weakness, where I tried something and it failed spectacularly is met with curiosity, not judgment. The transformation has been remarkable. Organizations that embrace this authenticity report deeper collaborations. Leaders who acknowledge challenges find more innovative solutions. People who drop the mask of perfection discover genuine support networks. One CEO told Ricci, I've had more meaningful connections in one authentic conversation than in 20 years of polished networking. This isn't soft skills fluff. This is strategic power. But let's be honest, speaking your truth is terrifying, especially when you've been conditioned to believe your worth depends on having it all together. It's like standing on the high dive for the first time. Everyone's watching. The water seems very far away, and there's always that voice saying, maybe take the stairs back down. I see the hesitation on your faces. I hear the questions in your minds. What if people think less of me? What if I'm judged? What if vulnerability makes me appear weak? What if I lose respect? What if I say I'm not okay and nobody cares? What if I admit I need help and nobody helps? These fears aren't irrational. They're rooted in very real experiences where authenticity was punished, where vulnerability was exploited, where emotional honesty was dismissed. Many of us have the emotional bruises to prove it. But here's what Roberta Bell's work reveals: the very thing we fear, being seen in our imperfection, is actually the bridge to our liberation. Consider Roberta Requena's journey. After a decade in data analysis, she founded a brand and web design studio built not just on aesthetics, but on intentional, authentic storytelling. Her clients, many entrepreneurs, initially approach branding as an exercise in projection. They want websites that make them look bigger, more established, more perfect than they feel. I had one client, Rashina shared, who wanted her website to make her look like a team of 20 when she was actually a team of one working from her kitchen table. She was terrified of being found out. Rashana's approach is revolutionary. She coaches clients to align external messaging with the internal truth, encouraging them to verbalize how they feel daily, even through visual medium like websites and social media. What if she asks them, your brand wasn't about pretending to be something you're not, but about celebrating exactly who you are? The results speak volumes. Businesses see dramatically increased engagement when audiences connect with genuine narratives rather than curated facades. Entrepreneurs experience profound relief when their public image finally matches their private reality. As one client put it, for years I exhausted myself trying to appear perfect online. Now I show up as myself, messy parts included, and my business has never been more successful. But more importantly, I've never felt more fit free. This is the paradox. What we think will drive people away, our humanity, our struggles, our imperfections, is precisely what draws them closer. We're all starving for authenticity in a world of filters, both digital and emotional. But this isn't just about business strategy or personal relationships. This is about legacy. What are we modeling for those who watch us? What are we teaching the next generation about worthiness, about authenticity, about what it means to be human? When we pretend we're never afraid, we teach others to hide their fears. When we act like we never fail, we teach others to be ashamed of their failures. When we refuse to rest, we teach others that their value lies in productivity. Is that the legacy we want to leave? Or do we want to model something different, something revolutionary, something healing? Imagine a world where we could say, I'm struggling today without fear of judgment. Imagine communities where I need help was met with support instead of side eyes. Imagine workplaces where I made a mistake was seen as a sign of integrity, not incompetence. That world begins with us, with our willingness to speak truth, with our courage to be seen, not as the superheroes we pretend to be, but as the beautifully imperfect humans we are. This isn't easy work, especially for those who've been conditioned to be strong at all costs, who've been told that vulnerability is a luxury they can't afford, who've learned that their emotions must be managed, contained, controlled. But as Roberta Bell's work demonstrates, this is necessary work. This is liberation work. This is legacy work. So I challenge you today, take off the cape, put down the mask, exhale the breath you've been holding, and speak your truth, first to yourself, then to someone you trust. Tell them how you're really doing when they ask. Let your children see you process difficult emotions in healthy ways. Allow your colleagues to know when you're at capacity instead of automatically saying yes. Because here's what I know for certain: your power isn't in your perfection, it's in your humanity. Your influence isn't in always having the answers, it's in asking brave questions. Your legacy isn't built on never falling, it's created in how honestly you rise. The world doesn't need more perfect people, it needs more whole people, more real people, more people brave enough to say, I don't know, and I need help, and I'm not okay right now, but I will be. That's the revolution we need. Not perfection, but authenticity. Not strength that never breaks, but courage that rebuilds. Not masks that hide our humanity, but mirrors that reflect it back to us in all its messy, magnificent glory. So today, I dare you to be imperfectly, gloriously, defiantly human. Because in that humanity, not despite it, but because of it, You will find your greatest power, your deepest connections, and your most enduring legacy. The cape is heavy. It's time to let it go.